Howdy soaks, folks, welcome to Dunsy's Guitar World. Welcome to another quick lesson today in open E tuning, another Blackfoot classic from the album Marauder. This song is called Rattlesnake Rock and Roller, as I say in my perfect Scottish accent. Now, as I always do, the expectation level here is I'm just trying to show you the easy way of how I would play this song. I'm not in any way, shape or form claiming that this is how the lads in the band play it. So we are in open E tuning, so the bottom string, your E string, stays the same at E. Your A string goes up to a B. Your D string goes up to an E. Your G string goes up a semitone to a G sharp or an A flat. Your B string stays the same. Your E string stays the same. And if we strum all the way across that, we have an open E major chord. Now I will just refer to the strings as a normal string name, you know, E, A, D, etc. But please do be aware that they have actually changed pitch because of tuning to open E. So you just need to play chords here with one finger. You know, that's an E, an A chord, B chord, D chord, and an E chord again. And if you employ the uses of a slide, in this case a glass slide, which I use on this finger here because it means I can still play chord, which will come in handy in this tune. So this isn't a lesson about playing slide guitar. I mean, I am not in any way a good slide guitarist. I can barely get away with the simplest things, but a tip here is that, I mean, you're not trying to push the strings onto the frets, you're not trying to, you're just resting the slide above, just on the strings, and you need to play very, very precisely above the fret. Like if you're playing up to an E, you do need to be right above the 12th fret. Now the good thing with a slide is, if you give it a little shake, as it were, you can kind of stay in pitch. It's easier. So like if you do this, and it sounds okay. Now the only lead bit of slide I'm doing in this, say I'm not doing any of the solos in this, I'm just trying to show you the easy version. The only sort of slide that I'm doing, I'm sliding from on the G string from the 11th fret to the 12th fret, and then hit the 12th fret of the B, and then back to 12, 11 on the G, and end up sliding back to 12 on the D string. So when I'm coming up to do the E, it's like this. And that's it. So the song starts with open strings, the bottom three strings open, and heavy palm muting. Just like that. So you no hands on the fingerboard, you're just dampening with this hand here. And then we slide on the bottom two strings, bottom three strings, if you can do that. 3, 2 to open. Do that twice. And then slide all the way up to 12. I wasn't very smooth, I'll try again. Then we do that again, but we go to 5 at the end of it. And then the same as the first one. And this is where we do the little bit of lead. And then we're in to the verse. So I'll play all that very, very slowly. Maybe change the angle of my camera to try and make it a bit clearer. So I'm trying to do this lesson all in one take save everybody a bit of time. So let's get this. See that palm muting there? And then we're in to the verse. Put the camera back. Back a bit, Dunsy. Focus. Focus here, focus. So, it's basically like a 12 bar, and because you can play like a full chord just with one finger, we're just doing this. So it's just the bottom string open, the A string open, then 2 and 3 on the A string to do the 12 bar. Now the first time we go up to the 7th fret. Now I do the 12 bar again on the 9th fret and 10th fret of the A, and we're toggling off the 7th fret of the E. Like that. So the first measure of the verse. So when we come back to the E and do this, we then play 3 on the D, pull off to the open D, and then the 3rd fret of the A. 3rd fret of the A, back to the open D. So here is the first measure of the verse, slowly. Same again. Now the second half of the verse is slightly different. We go from the E up to an A, the 5th fret of the bottom string, up to 7, down to 3, to 5, back to the E. So I'll play a whole verse slowly. And that's a whole verse. I'll change camera angle and we'll get a whole verse in with this angle, maybe make it easier. In fact, I'll do it from the intro. And then we're into the chorus. So the chorus starts the same as the verse, just on the E. But we go to the A this time. Then down to 2. Up to 7. Now, when I'm going to 7, which is effectively the B, I sometimes use a slide and I do that little lead bit again. Back to the E. 5, 2, so I'll do a whole chorus and I will incorporate that little slide bit as well. And that's it, Rattlesnake Rock and Roll by Blackfoot. The very easy version, according to me. Like I say, I'm not claiming this is how it's played, but this is how I would play it. If you invited me along, you phone me up and says, Dunsy, I'm putting a band together, we're going to be doing Rattlesnake Rock and Roll by Blackfoot. Can you do that? I would turn up and play this. I'd just play the easy parts. I'd expect the other guitar player in the band to do all the tricky lead parts, as ever folks. It's a privilege and a pleasure bringing you content on Dunsy's Guitar World. Cheers for now.